A man owned a small ranch in Montana. One day, the labor department got a tip that he wasn't paying proper wages to his employees, so they sent an investigator to find out what's going on.
Please tell me how many employees you have and how much you pay them,
the investigator asked the rancher. The rancher replied, "My ranch hand has been with me 3 years, and I pay him $1,200 per week plus a free room and board. The cook has been here for a year, and I pay him $1,000 per week plus a free room and board. And there's a half-wit. He works 18 hours a day with no days off, doing about 90% of the work around here. He makes about $10 per week and pays for his own room and board, although I buy him a bottle of bourbon every Saturday night. He also sleeps with my wife occasionally." The investigator said,
Aha! That's the fool I demand to speak with.
The rancher replied, "You're speaking to him." A farmer had 5 female pigs. Times were hard, so he decided to take them to the county fair and sell them. At the fair, he met another farmer who owned 5 male pigs. After talking a bit, they decided to mate the pigs and split everything equally. The farmers lived 60 miles apart, so they agreed to meet halfway, then find a field where they could let the pigs mate. The first morning, the farmer with the female pigs got up at 5 a.m., loaded the pigs into the family station wagon, and drove the 30 minutes to the field. While the pigs were mating, he asked the other farmer, "How will I know if they're pregnant?" The other farmer replied, "If they're lying in the grass tomorrow morning, they're pregnant. If they're in the mud, they're not." The next morning, the pigs were rolling in the mud. So he hosed them off, loaded them into the family station wagon, and proceeded to try again. This continued each morning for more than a week. Both farmers were worn out. The next morning, the farmer was too tired to get out of bed. He called to his wife, "Honey, please look outside and tell me whether the pigs are in the mud or in the grass."
"Neither,"
yelled his wife.
"They're in the station wagon, and one of them is honking the horn."
Bubba, the redneck adventurer, decides to buy a hang glider. Eager to try it out, he takes it to the highest mountain point. After a strenuous climb, he reaches the summit and prepares for his maiden flight. Running toward the edge, he leaps and takes off into the wind. Meanwhile, Ma and Pa are relaxing on the porch swing, reminiscing about the good old days when Ma notices an enormous bird in the sky. It's the biggest bird she's ever seen.
"Look at the size of that bird, Pa!"
she exclaims. Pa straightens up, declaring,
Give me my gun, Ma!
Ma hurries into the house, returning with his pump shotgun. Pa takes careful aim and fires, with a series of shots echoing through the air. Bang! 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 However, the colossal bird appears unaffected and continues to glide silently over the treetops.
"I think you missed him, Pa,"
Ma observes.
Yeah,
Pa replies.
but at least he let go of Bubba.
A farmer spends $5,000 on a young registered Black Angus bull to mate with his cows. He puts the bull out with the herd, but the animal just eats grass. He won't even look at the cows. The farmer feels cheated, so he brings in the local vet to check out the bull. The bull is very healthy, the vet explains, but possibly just a little young. So he gives the farmer pills to feed the bull once per day. It will help with his urge to mate. After a few days, the bull starts to service a few cows, and within a week, every cow on the farm. The bull even breaks through the fence and breeds with all the neighbors' cows. He turns into a mating machine. A friend of the farmer asks exactly what the vet gave the bull to cause such a drastic change. "I don't know exactly what was in them pills," the farmer says. "All I can tell you is they work. And they taste like peppermint." Billy Bob comes home from college to his redneck family in tears. "Ma, am I adopted?" he asks.
"Heck no,"
replies his mother.
"Why in tarnations would you think such a thing?"
Billy Bob shows her his genealogy DNA test results. No match for any of his relatives, and strong matches for a family who lived on the other side of the county. Confused, his mother calls her husband.
Pa, Billy Bob has done a DNA test, and he might not be our son.
Well, he ain't,
Replies the husband. She gasps.
What do you mean?
The husband answers.
It was your idea in the first place. You remember that first night in the hospital when the baby did nothing but scream and cry? Then you asked me to change him? Well, I picked a good one, I reckon.
Ma is in the kitchen fiddling around when she hollers out.
Paul, you need to go out and fix the outhouse.
Paul replies.
There ain't nothing wrong with the outhouse.
Ma yells back.
Yes, there is. Now get out there and fix it.
Pa moseys out to the outhouse, looks around and yells back.
Ma, there ain't nothing wrong with the outhouse.
Ma replies.
Stick your head in the hole.
Pa yells back.
I ain't sticking my head in that hole.
Ma says.
You have to stick your head in the hole to see what needs fixing.
So with that, Pa sticks his head in the hole, looks around and yells back.
Ma, there ain't nothing wrong with this outhouse.
Ma hollers back.
Now take your head out of the hole.
Pa proceeds to pull his head out of the hole, then yells.
Ma, help! My beard's stuck in the cracks in the toilet seat.
Ma replies.
Hurts, don't it?
Bubba died in a fire and his body was burned badly. The morgue needed someone to identify the body, so they sent for his two best friends, Daryl and Gomer. The three men had always done everything together. Daryl arrived first, and when the mortician pulled back the sheet, Daryl said,
Yep, his face is burned up pretty bad. You better roll him over.
The mortician rolled him over, and Daryl said,
Nope, that ain't Bubba.
The mortician thought that was rather strange. Then he brought Gomer in to identify the body. Gomer looked at the body and said,
Yep, he's pretty well burnt up. Roll him over.
The mortician rolled him over and Gomer said,
Nope, it ain't Bubba.
The mortician asked, How can you tell? Gomer said,
Well, Bubba had two a-holes.
What? Asked the mortician.
Yep, everyone knew he had two a-holes,
said Gomer.
Every time we went to town, folks would say, Here comes Bubba with them two a-holes.
Two buddies are fishing, but they haven't caught anything all day long. Then, another fisherman walks by with a huge load of fish. They ask him,
Excuse me, but where did you get all those fish?
The other fisherman replies,
If you just go down the stream until the water isn't salty, there's a ton of hungry fish.
They thank him and go on their way. 15 minutes later, one fisherman says to the other,
Fill the bucket up with water and see if the water's salty.
He dips the bucket into the stream and drinks some.
Nope, still salty.
30 minutes later, he asks him to check again.
Nope, still salty.
1 hour later, they check again.
Nope, still salty.
This isn't good,
The fisherman finally says.
We've been walking for almost 2 hours and the water's still salty.
I know,
Says the other.
and the bucket's almost empty too.